Hi everyone, my name is Indarya Purnurvati. I'm a student from University of North Sumatra. Now I am going to start a presentation about highest digital pitch and intensity measurements using PRAAT program. I hope you can enjoy my presentation about this topic. But first, we start from diphthong, pitch, and intensity. Measurement of frequency and intensity in this study focus on words with double focus in brackets, diphthong contained in them. The study used three words containing diphthongs of three different kinds. The use of PRAAT in the journal helps analyze the size of frequency in brackets, pitch, and speech intensity, so that the result is in the form of numbers in units of hertz for pitch and a diphthong. In phonetics, diphthong is categorized as a sound that tends to have the different speech like with a single vowel. Diphthong is also distinguished. There are two types, namely diphthong up and diphthong down. The difference between the two is the position of the sounds that comes out when the diphthong is pitched. Diphthong rise occurs because the initial sound of each position is lower than the second sound position. The second type of diphtheria is causing, which is the vocal sound when the movement of the tongue occurs from the central lobe of behind the position. Examples of diphtherias with this category are ER, I, U for endings I, and U, and OW for the endings of U. B. PRAAT. Related linguistic verbs are phonetic and phonology with the help of a PRAAT application for calculating the frequency and intensity of speech. The PRAAT application provides the features to record sound directly using a device that has been installed but is still a computer-based program, so it is not available for mobile. After getting the sound recording, PRAAT can then see the sound into a detailed spectrogram and produce its own parts that are more detailed than the sound. It is also possible to measure pitch, intensity, and sound format through locally and break up the claps to illustrate the results. Users can directly apply voice data in this program without having to extract or convert sound files as long as the audio format is safe to facilitate the analysis process. D. Pitch. In principle, speech consists of several components, namely format pitch, C. Pitch. The principal speech consists of several components, namely format, pitch, intensity that can be used to identify a person's characteristic for the benefit of voice recognition. C. Pitch. In principle, speech consists of several components, namely format, pitch, intensity that can be used to identify a person's characteristic for the benefit of voice recognition. Under normal conditions, habitual pitch levels range from 50 until 250 Hz for men and 120 until 500 Hz for women. In PRAAT, there is an arrangement that allows researchers to calculate the pitch of a person's voice that has been included as a data source for analysis in the program. Part 2. Result and discussion. From the results of the analysis using the PRAAT program from both sources, this study showed a comparison of pitch and intensity differences from both source voices. Both native and non-native respondents are female respondents with almost the same range of voices. The study used three English words spoken by both respondents by recording. A. Analysis of data and research. Data results in the form of analysis of the amount of frequency and intensity of sound displayed in the form of tables and graphs. Broadly speaking, the results of the analysis using PRAAT produce the following data details. Okay, we're gonna hear all these words, the differences between sound native and sound non-native. We're gonna play it one by one.
Chair. Here. Mine.
Boy. Chair. Here. Mine.
Boy.
Okay. I. Analysis of data and research. Data results in the form of analysis of amount of frequency and intensity of sound displayed in the form of tables and graphs. Broadly speaking, the results of the analysis using PRAAT produce the following data details. For 1, diphthong A, word chair, pitch 210.66. Okay, ulang. Number 1, diphthong A, word chair, pitch 210.6, intensity 76.85. Number 2, Ia, word here, pitch 189.2, 68.36. Number 3, I, word mine, pitch 211.4, intensity 73.3. Number 4, Oi, word boy, pitch 216.8, intensity 71.38. Based on the table above, details are seen from the frequency range in Hertz unit, while the intensity in units decibel. The words used as data sources are chair, here, you, and mine. Column mark N indicates the result data for native, while an N means non-native. The numbers displayed on the table are the result of acquisition using PRAAT. Both respondents were women with different mother tongue backgrounds, but had similar pitch and intonation. To get more accurate result, this study was conducted so that difference can be seen with the representation of numbers as a reference. B. Pitch and intensity word native difference. In the spectrogram, the measurements made to the diphthong involve the formant and also the duration of the vowels. In contrast to previous studies, in this study, diphthong measurement focused more on pitch and intensity than diphthongs approved by learners, natives and non-natives. Here are the results of pitch and intensity measurements on some diphthongs that have been done with the presentation of data in the form of graphs and spectrograms. Number 1, chair. In other words, the word chair has a pitch property of 110 Hz and intensity of 76.85 decibel. Number 2, here. In native learners, the word chair owns the property pitch 189.2 Hz and intensity 78.36 decibel. Number 3, mine. In native learners, the word mine has property pitch 211.4 Hz and intensity 73.3 decibel. Number 4, boy. In native learners, the word main has property pitch 216.8 Hz and intensity 71.38 decibel. See pitch and intensity for non-native learners. From the results of the study show that the casting of the words below gave rise to spectrograms and graphs that vary, based on the diphthong contained in it. Number 1, chair. In non-native learners, the chair says it has property pitch 204.9 Hz and intensity 76.85 decibel. Number 2, here. In non-native learners, the word here has property pitch 214.9 Hz and intensity 80.52 decibel. Number 3, mine. In non-native first words, mine says it has probability pitch 212.5 Hz and intensity 79.13 decibel. Number 4, boy. In non-native learners, the word boy has probability pitch 301.0 Hz and intensity 76.12 decibel. Okay, for the last conclusion. From the analysis obtained, it saw a link between diphthong and high pitch and intensity. It can be included that the learning diphthong with the highest pitch value of both native and non-native learners is 100 lebih rendah. Oke, ulang. Okay, for the last conclusion. From the analysis obtained, it showed a link between diphthong and high pitch and intensity. It can be concluded that the learning diphthong with the higher pitch value of both native and non-native learners is when respondents say the word with diphthong oi, which is the word boy, with a sound frequency of 216.8 Hz for native and 301.0 Hz for non-native learners. The last vowel experiencing an increase in into this is influenced by the last vowel experiencing an increase in intonation, so the pitch becomes high when saying the word. As for intensity, diphthong a, er, ear. As for intensity, diphthong ear, the word here has the largest intensity rate of 78.36 decibel for native learners and 80.52 decibel for non-native learners. Based on sampling the voice data from the two brochures, it can be concluded that diphthong oi, u, as it can be concluded that diphthong oi has the highest frequency compared to others, and diphthong ia has the highest intensity rate compared to other diphthongs. All about my presentation. Thank you for your attention, and I do apologize for a lot of mistakes during my presentation. See you.